my beautiful lovelies, how are you? And welcome back. Today I'm going to be taking this beautiful chicken of the woods mushroom that my husband and my son foraged for me on their walk yesterday, and I'm going to be transforming it into a Popeyes chicken sandwich. So this does not look like your supermarket variety mushroom. No, it does not. It is still a mushroom or a fungus. More specifically, it's a shelf polypore. It lives on living or dying or dead trees, most often for this species on oak, and it's known as a sulfur polypore, sulfur shelf, or most commonly chicken of the woods. Many people say it tastes like chicken and it tastes delicious, and because of its bright orange color and location, it is very easily identifiable. So a little disclaimer here: before consuming any mushrooms you have foraged, make sure you are 100% sure they are of the correct species and they are edible. Having said that, most people have no problem eating chicken of the woods, but some people do get some stomach irritation if they find that this mushroom is living on a eucalyptus or on conifers. So if that be the case, perhaps pass on eating the chicken of the woods. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? And what a gift this is. So let's go ahead and make this into a Popeyes sandwich. So I watched a couple videos for inspiration, including Sauce Stash's Chicken of the Woods conversion into KFC, and Joshua Wiseman's video on how to make the ultimate homemade Popeye sandwich. So I will put links down below to the original videos in case you're interested. Now, my husband and I enjoy foraging for mushrooms. We haven't foraged nearly as much as we used to before we had children, but now that our children are large enough to actually walk on their own, we would love to be able to take them on mushroom picking jaunts. So you can kind of just take the layers apart. I usually just clean mine off with a paper towel, or you can use a mushroom brush rather than kind of running them under any water. On the bottom of this mushroom, you'll notice that there are no gills. Instead, there are little holes. So this is a pored mushroom, and that's where the spores come out rather than the gill structures. So that's a very general classification for mushrooms: pored mushrooms versus gilled. So my husband and my youngest child found this mushroom yesterday. So if you're interested in foraging for food, I suggest going with someone that has knowledge of it, that can show you the lay of the land, show you the habitat in which to find things, and most importantly, how to properly identify things. That's particularly important with mushrooms. First, we're going to make our buttermilk bath. If you're making this for real chicken, you would allow the chicken to soak in this, marinate for several hours to absorb all those flavors and allow the buttermilk to tenderize the chicken. But since we're doing mushrooms and we don't want them to get waterlogged, this is going to be more like an egg wash. So we need 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of, garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper. Ooh, white pepper. Give that a thorough whisking. That was a sneeze cough. Attractive, yeah. Glug, 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 glug. 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. 1 1/4 teaspoons salt. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, some cayenne pepper, as much as you like. We're going to take our same whisk that we used for the buttermilk mixture and whisk this around. Both Joshua and I believe Kenji suggested this as well. You take some of the buttermilk mixture, add it to the dry, and what that's going to do is create some little balls of kind of like dough, but that's going to give you some added chunkiness to your breading, so that when you dredge your chicken, or in our case mushrooms, it's going to enhance the crust, make it a little bit more textured, a little bit thicker. So I've got a baking pan with a rack lined with a bit of paper, and that will absorb excess oil. Take our mushroom, dip it into the buttermilk, coat it very well and put it into our flour. Press this flour mixture onto the mushroom. Really dredge it. So we're gonna do that for our remaining pieces. Dunk with the left and then into our dry. Now we want the oil to be about 350 degrees. Drop a little bit of my batter in there. It fizzes right up and floats right to the surface. So we're ready to fry. Gently place our mushrooms in. Oh, this is gonna be good. So whenever I deep fry, I like to use cast iron, except when I'm deep frying sweet things. I've learned that the cast iron can impart some flavors into sweets, like if you're making donuts. So in that case, I like to use a dedicated fryer. This one I'm calling done. Look at that. That's beautiful. Take that out and put it on my rack here. Alrighty, so let me finish frying these up and then we'll assemble the sandwich. Before we even assemble this, I am dying just to taste this. Look, this even looks kind of like a drumstick. Itadakimasu. Outstanding. Absolutely stinking delicious. The batter is crisp. Flavorful, garlicky. You get a little tang from the buttermilk. Lovely amount of salt, perfectly seasoned. It does have the texture of chicken, seemingly. It looks just like chicken. Does it taste like chicken? It does have a meaty flavor to it. It does, but most mushrooms do. They have glutamates in them that give them that really great, savory, sweet, meaty flavor to them. Similar to chicken, but still mushroomy and delicious. But look at this texture. It's amazing. See those fibers and strands? I mean, if you were to show a picture of this, someone would say, yes, that's chicken. No, it's not. It's a mushroom. A delicious chicken of the woods mushroom. Scrumdiddlyumptious. Got ourselves a bun here. These are Martin's potato rolls. Love these, nice and squishy. They're my favorite hamburger rolls. I got myself some mayonnaise. This was very kindly sent to me by Sean. Sean, thank you so much. I finally got my Southern Dukes. Give a squirt of that a little smear. I'm gonna place my mushroom right on top, or my chicken of the woods. And I know I've said this before that I don't like pickles, but that's not entirely true. I like pickles on a chicken sandwich. I do. I think they are appropriate and they add a nice tang and crunch. 2, let's make the top meet the bottom. Boom. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That, my lovelies, is a chicken of the woods Popeyes sandwich. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I can't wait to bite into this. Oh my goodness, lovelies, this looks amazing. I mean, I've seen chicken of the woods before. I've never prepared it this way, but it looks so much like chicken. It's amazing. With the pickles, I mean, okay, here we go, enough talking. Alrighty, itadakimasu. Pretty stinking delicious. It is phenomenal. Yes, it's vegetarian. And yes, it is similar to chicken. But most importantly, it is stinking delicious as it is. It is reminiscent of a Popeyes chicken sandwich, but it's a mushroom after all. And it is super, super delicious. And now I'll tell you why. The mushroom is perfectly cooked. It's not squishy. It has a great texture that's fibrous and similar to chicken. And it has a beautiful flavor to it. It's got lots of glutamates, which mushrooms have, so it's kind of sweet and savory, kind of like MSG. It's just really flavorful and meaty-like. And it has a flavor of mushroom too, that kind of woodsy, just beautiful flavor of a light mushroom. It's not overly powerful as far as fungi go. And then you've got the dill pickle that's crunchy and full of dilly flavor. You've got the mayonnaise that kind of adds a little bit of lubrication to the sandwich, a little more richness. And then you've got the super soft bun that holds everything together. And then of course you've got the beautiful seasoning that you've added to the outside of the mushroom that makes it feel and taste like a Popeyes chicken sandwich. It's crunchy, it's crisp, it's salty, it's peppery. That black and white pepper I think is absolutely essential. It gives a little bit of heat. We also added some cayenne, so there's some extra heat in there, but not overpowering. So it is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. Also, there's plenty of garlic in there. So stinking delicious. Now I'm gonna add some hot sauce. Have a bite that way. So I think next time I would do as Joshua did and add this to the mayo. Just one drop really does do it because it is very smoky and tangy and vinegary, and it takes away from all the beautiful flavors that we added to this gorgeous, gorgeous sandwich. Outstanding. Alrighty, my beautiful lovelies, that's how you transform chicken of the woods into a Popeyes chicken-esque sandwich. Absolutely stinking delicious. If you're not vegetarian, I would still recommend making this. Use the same buttermilk mixture, the same breading to make some beautiful, outstanding fried chicken. Or if you've got a lovely husband and son to go foraging for you and find beautiful chicken of the woods, make this recipe. It's so stinking delicious. Alrighty, my beautiful lovelies, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Bye!